This chart has the best indicators ever created to time Bitcoin tops and bottoms. We are going to have so much fun in the Crypto Lab today, so without further ado, let's get started. If you're new here, in the Crypto Lab, we try to catch major turning points in the market. And for that, we use all means possible to make the future talk to us. We are using existing and custom futuristic indicators. I am convinced that tops and bottoms can be timed perfectly if you know what to look at. And the challenge is to find the right indicators. If you want to be part of this challenging but exciting journey and make game changer discoveries with us, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can know every time I share a new video. You will understand everything this chart is about and you will know exactly what to watch out to confirm a bear market. Now let's break the chart down because there are a lot of information on this chart. Step by step, I will explain the role of each indicator. First, we have the ground line. The ground line is catching every bottom of Bitcoin, and that's why I decided to call it the ground line, because Bitcoin can't go below the line. Look, here we have a very bottom, here again, here and here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bottoms caught in a row. It's an amazing indicator. I give you some moments to enjoy this accuracy because it's amazing. The second line in red is the 200 weeks moving average. I call it the lava line. So we will add a second line, the lava line, 200 simple moving average. I call it the lava line because look, every time we touch it, we can't stay on it for too long, right? We are making little jumps like this and then it's a takeoff, right? Just like here, we are making little jumps on it, and then we take off. And that's why I call it the lava line. It's because it's too hot to stay on it for too long. This line is very, very accurate too. Just look. Every time we have a cross between the ground line and the lava line, it's a very bottom. Look, here it's the case, and here we have a cross, it's the case too. Okay, so these indicators are very accurate. We don't touch them often, but when we do, it's a golden opportunity. What about the third indicator? It's the mountain indicator, so I will add 3 mountain indicator, and as you can see, it's another bottom indicator just right here. Look, here it was a bottom when we touched the mountain, here it was a bottom when we touched the mountain, and here again. And what's really great with this indicator is that it appears in the future. As you can see, we start to see a new mountain just right here, and it's in the future because the current price of Bitcoin is just before. So if we see the mountain that climbs and the mountain is getting closer to the ground line, it's bad news, guys. Okay, so for now we have 3 indicators, okay? We have the ground line, the lava line, and the mountain indicator, and each indicator is a bottom indicator for Bitcoin. After this, we have the water line in blue, okay? So I will put here water line. I called it like this because Bitcoin cannot stay without it for too long. Just like us humans, we can't stay without water for too long, so it's the same for Bitcoin. So from time to time, Bitcoin has to go down to drink some water, okay? Here we went down, here we went down, almost touched it. Here we went down, here we went down again to drink some water. Here we went down to drink some water. Here again, again, here, you see, here again, here again. It's an amazing line. And recently we went to the water line again, guys. So except for here where we almost drowned, we used this line as a support, as a strong support every time. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, guys. 12. It's more than accuracy. We know that no matter what, we will return to this line. Okay, so for now we have 4 lines, and the water line is one of the best line I have because it's catching major bottom like here, like here, like here again, but also local bottom. Here it was a local bottom, here it was a local bottom, you see, and here it's a local bottom. Okay, so it's amazingly accurate. You have to pay attention to the details, okay, because look, here it's a confluence point between the 4 indicators. Here also it's a confluence point. So in the future we have to look out for confluence points to see where we can time the bottom of the market. The 5th line in brown is what I call the quicksand line. So let's put 5 quicksand line, and it's a regression line. Okay, a logarithmic regression line. Yes. Okay, so let's see what we can learn from this line. We see first that every time we touch it after a bull run, okay, we have a bull run here, then we touch it, and it's the very bottom of the bear market. After this, we have a bull run, we touch it again, and it's the very bottom of the bear market. We have a bull run, we touch it, and it's the very bottom of the bear market. And here we touched it again, and we took off. The particularity of this line is that after touching it, we stay with it for a while. So it's like we are stuck in the sand, because after touching it, we dance around it, okay? It was the case here, we touched it, then we danced around it for a while. Here it was the same, okay? We stayed with it, and here we touched it, stayed with it for a little while, and then took off. So far, we have 5 very powerful lines to try to time the next Bitcoin bottom. If you enjoyed the video so far, please guys, don't forget to subscribe, to hit the notification bell, to leave me some comments to try to know what you think about this chart, and yeah, give me some thumbs up. Now we have 2 new lines. We have the clouds line and the sky line. We will add them to the text here. So we have the clouds line and the sky line, and both of them are logarithmic regression lines, just like the quicksand line. As you can see, they are major lines for Bitcoin. So stay focused and let's make the analysis. In blue, we have the sky line, and as you can see, it detects the very tops of Bitcoin. Okay, so until now we have 1, 2, 3 touching points. What about the clouds line? It's a major line for Bitcoin. Why? Because here it was a strong resistance here, a strong resistance again. Here it was a major support, okay? It was a support just right here. Then it was a resistance. We crossed it, used it as a support, and then we took off, right? We came back down. We used it as a support. We crossed it. Here we used it as a resistance, and here we used it as a support. So as you can see, Bitcoin is dancing around the clouds line like this. So we can consider this line as the middle line of Bitcoin. Do you start understanding the whole picture? We have the sky, we have the clouds, and we have the ground in yellow. Okay, the ground line, it was the very first line that I showed today. So Bitcoin is bouncing between the sky and the ground, as you can see, okay? And every time it is using the clouds line as either a resistance, either a support, okay? We fall from the sky, we used it as a resistance. We fall from the sky, we use it as a resistance. We fall from the sky, we use it as a resistance. Do you start to see the pattern here? Now the question is this the very top of Bitcoin, or will we go to the sky again? We will discuss this at the end of the video. There are 3 indicators left, okay? So line 8 is a brand new indicator I created. It's based on my tangent indicator and it's called the sunlight indicator, okay? So let's have a look at it. It is in yellow just right here, and I added 8, the sunlight indicator, okay? What about this indicator? It's an indicator that is based on the tangent indicator I created and on the 4 years cycles of Bitcoin. Look, here we enter into the light. It was a very top. I will change the color to yellow. It was a very top. We go out of the light. It was a major bottom, right? Again, here we enter into the light and look, it was the start of the bull run. We go out of the light. It was the end of the bull run. So a major top here, okay? Here we enter into the light and we never went below this point again, right? Here we enter into the light and it was a major top. Here we go out of the light and look, it was a major bottom. So every time we cross the sunlight indicator, there is a major event for Bitcoin. Here it was a major top, here it was a major top, here it was a major top, as you can see, okay? Here it was a bottom, right? Here it was the start of the bull run, okay? Here it was a major bottom. So the next sunlight is next year in February, March and April. So we need to pay attention where Bitcoin will be in that period of time to try to anticipate what will be next. Now we have the 9th indicator. So let me add it in the text. And I called it the Hourglass Indicator. Why? Because as you can see here in green like this and in pink, it looks like a hourglass. And I'm always using hourglasses on Twitter to say time will tell, so I thought that it was a good name for this indicator. This indicator is based on my tangent indicator also, and I will explain what it is about. So it's a bit like the spotlight, the sunlight indicator, okay? Because look, every time we cross the green line, there is a major event in the market. Here, it was the start of the bull run. Why? Because we never went below this point again in history. Here it was a major top. Here it was a major top. So we used this line as resistance. Again, here, look, in green, we never went below this point again in history. We used it as resistance, we used it as resistance, we used it as resistance, and here it was the major top for Bitcoin. Okay, and what about the current top? Here it detected the exact top because here it was the very top of Bitcoin until now in this current cycle. So you can see the accuracy of this indicator because in history it is always used as a resistance point. It was the case here, it was the case here, it was the case here, it was the case here again. What about the pink line? The pink line, as you can see, here it was a bottom. I will change the color to pink. Okay. So here it was a top. Sorry, I made a mistake here. It's hourglass. Okay. So now let's see the pink line. As you can see, okay, for the pink line, here, we touched it and it was a strong resistance. Then we used it as resistance here, here again, okay. Here we crossed it, use it as support. Here it was the major top of the bull run inside the bear market of Bitcoin, as you can see. So it's a bit less accurate than the it's a bit less accurate than the green line because the green line gives us all the tops of Bitcoin, but sometimes you see that the pink line gives us major tops too, because look here, it was a major top, okay, not here, right, but here it was a major top, okay, it was the perfect timing, a confluence point between the clouds and the pink line, okay, isn't it amazing, guys? The last indicator we will see today is the pi cycle top indicator. This indicator is not mine, so I decided to keep the same name as the original one. This indicator is made of two lines. Look, we have one green line here and between red and pink line just right here. And every time the red line crosses above the green line, it's a signal for the pi cycle top. Okay, so here it was a major top. It was a major top again because we crossed above the green line. Here we crossed above the green line, it was a major top, and recently we had a signal too for a major top. So this indicator is amazingly accurate, just like the green indicator of the hourglass indicator. You can have a look at the code behind the pi cycle top indicator, but if you want more information about the lines, just let me know and I will explain it in another video. So now you have the full picture. We have 10 amazing indicators to try to time the market tops or the market bottoms. And what is the current situation? Okay, just let me show you, just right here. Are we in a bear market? Are we in a bull market? Let's talk about this. As you can see, the cloud lines is very, very important because look, here we went into a bull market, okay? We came back to test the clouds. We went into a bull market, we came back to test the line, okay? We went into a bull market, we came back to test the line. And every time we made a higher high compared to here, okay? We made a higher high. So this is hopeful for the future. But I'm not done yet. As you can see, for the pi cycle top, we have a major top right here, a major top, a major top, a major top. Here and here, we touched the sky at the same time, and it was a very blow-off top for Bitcoin, okay? It was the top of the cycle. But here, it was an intermediate top. Here, we didn't touch the sky, but we did have a pi cycle top, which means that we don't know if it is an intermediate top or a major top. But as we didn't touch the sky, we can think that it is not a major top, okay? So for now, so far, we have two arguments saying that Bitcoin didn't reach the very top yet. But we have other arguments saying that it reached the top, and I will explain them now. For that, we will use the waterline and the clouds. Every time the waterline goes above the clouds, it's a blow-off top, plain and simple. Look, we go above with the waterline goes above the clouds here, and it's a major top. The blue line, the waterline goes above the clouds, it's a blow-off top. The blue line goes above, look here, it's a blow-off top. And here we went above the clouds again, and it was a blow-off top. So if we have a look at this indicator, we already reached the blow-off top, okay? So keep this in mind. That's why there is so much confusion right now in the market, is because there are a lot of mixed information and it's hard to know what will happen next, because in any case, it's something that Bitcoin never did before. I will add something. Look, here we have some confluence points, okay? Between the sunlight, the sky, and the pink line of the Hourglass indicator. And Bitcoin is very well positioned to go there because we are still above the clouds, and if we make a new all-time high, there is a good probability to go there. So we need to keep a close look at this. However, if we see that the price goes below the clouds, then we will make a new bottom for sure. So we need to stay focused and to pay a close attention to this. If we ever go into an official bear market, there is one warning sign that will help us anticipate the move. Look, it is the red line of the pi cycle top indicator. Why? Because here we have a major top, okay? After this, we go below the red line, we test the water line, we go above it, we use it as a support, but we couldn't keep it as a support, and here it was the exact moment where this was an official bear market, okay? What's next? Here again, it was a major top, right? We went below the red line of the pi cycle indicator, we touched the water line, we came back up, but this time we used the red line of the pi cycle top indicator as a resistance. A resistance here, a resistance here, a resistance here, and this pushed us down to the very bottom of Bitcoin in 2018. What about now? We have a top here. We went below the red line of the pi cycle top indicator. We touched the waterline here, okay? And then look, we went above the red line of the pi cycle top indicator, which is a good sign, but now we want to keep it as a support, guys. We don't want to go below this line. And this line is around, $40,000 for now. So you have to keep a close attention to what will happen in the future. But for now, this is really positive for the future. So let's see this beautiful chart. This is amazing, guys. What a journey, eh? We have 10 amazing indicators, all catching bottoms and tops, helping us out to understand what's going on in the market. We know exactly what kind of scenarios we could have in the future. And that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please don't forget to subscribe and to like the video if you liked it. It's time to leave the Crypto Lab. Thanks for watching. Do not ever be afraid to make new experiments. And if someone tells you you're crazy, just tell them. Time will tell.